Last night, I dreamed that I found a door in my house that had never been there before. It was 2:43 in the morning. In the dream, I woke up because I heard knocking. 3 slow knocks. Knock. 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 I opened my eyes and looked around my room. Everything seemed normal. The clock glowed beside my bed. The curtains moved slightly in the wind. Then I heard it again. Knock. Knock. The sound wasn't coming from the front door. It was coming from inside the house. I got out of bed and walked into the hallway. The entire house was dark. Everyone was asleep. But at the end of the hallway, where there should have been a blank wall, there was a wooden door. I stopped immediately. I had lived in that house for years. There had never been a door there, ever. Yet somehow it felt completely normal, as if it had always existed. The knocking came from the other side. Knock. 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 I slowly approached it. The wood looked ancient. Dark stains covered the surface. The handle was black metal, cold and rusted. A small note was attached to the center. It read, "Do not open after 3 a.m. I checked my phone. 2:56 a.m. 4 minutes left. I should have gone back to bed. I should have ignored it, but curiosity won. I grabbed the handle. The moment I touched it, the knocking stopped. Silence filled the hallway. My heart pounded. I slowly turned the handle. The door opened. Behind it wasn't another room. It was a staircase. A staircase leading downward into darkness. The steps seemed endless. There was no light, no sound. Nothing. Just darkness. For some reason, I started walking down. One step at a time. The deeper I went, the colder it became. Soon my breath was visible. The walls around me looked wet, as though water was dripping somewhere nearby. I continued descending. 10 steps, 20, 50, 100. The staircase never ended. Then I finally reached the bottom. A long corridor stretched before me. The ceiling was low. The walls looked old, ancient. At the far end stood another door, and beside it stood a man. He was completely motionless. His face was hidden in shadow. I couldn't see his eyes. I couldn't see his expression. He simply stood there, watching. I didn't know how I knew he was watching, but I did. The corridor felt wrong. Every instinct told me to run. Instead, I walked toward him. The closer I got, the taller he seemed. At first, he looked normal. Then he appeared 7 feet tall. Then 8. By the time I was halfway down the corridor, his head nearly touched the ceiling. I stopped. The figure slowly raised one arm, then pointed behind me. I turned around. Nothing was there. When I looked back, the figure had vanished. The door behind him was now slightly open. A faint yellow light spilled through the crack. I approached carefully. The air around the door felt warm. I pushed it open. Inside was my bedroom, exactly as it looked upstairs. My bed. My desk. My clothes. Except someone was sleeping in my bed. Someone who looked exactly like me. I froze. The sleeping version of me suddenly opened its eyes. Slowly, its head turned toward me. Then its eyelid, the smile stretched impossibly wide, far wider than any human smile should, and then it spoke. In my voice, "You're not supposed to see this." The lights instantly went out. Darkness swallowed everything. I couldn't see my hands. Then I heard footsteps, hundreds of footsteps, moving around me, circling me, getting closer. I started running. Run. Then I felt something touch the back of my neck, ice cold fingers. I screamed, and suddenly the lights returned. I was back at the top of the staircase, standing in front of the wooden door. The note was still attached, but the message had changed. Now it read, "Too late." I heard a noise behind me. A bedroom door opening. I turned around. My bedroom door slowly creaked open. A figure stepped into the hallway. It was me. Awake. Standing. Smiling. Watching. The smile stretched from ear to ear. Its eyes were completely black. Then, it spoke. Only one of us gets to wake up. The hallway lights exploded. The house shook violently. The creature started running toward me. I woke up screaming. My room was dark. My heart was racing. I just sat there, trying to calm myself. Eventually, I looked at the clock. Las 3:01. I laughed nervously. It was only a dream. Then I noticed something. At the end of my bedroom wall, there was a wooden door. A door that had never been there before. And from the other side came 3 slow knocks. Last night I had a dream that felt more real than any dream I've ever had. It started with a power outage. I was sitting in my room when every light in the city suddenly went dark. The television turned off. My phone lost signal. Even the street lights outside vanished. The entire world seemed to lose power at the exact same moment. At first, I wasn't worried. I thought it was just a blackout. But then I looked out my window, and that's when I noticed the moon. It looked wrong. Much bigger than normal. At least 3 times larger. It hung low in the sky, glowing with a pale white light. I couldn't stop staring at it. Something about it felt alive. I don't know why. It just did. After a few minutes, I heard my phone vibrate. Surprised, I picked it up. The screen was completely black, except for a single message. There was no sender, no number, just 6 words. Do not let it see you. I stared at the message, confused. Then, another message appeared. Close your curtains immediately. A cold chill ran through my body. Without thinking, I shut the curtains. The room instantly felt safer, quieter. For several minutes, nothing happened. Then I heard screaming outside. Lots of screaming. People shouting, cars crashing, dogs barking. The entire neighborhood had erupted into chaos. I peeked through a small gap in the curtain. What I saw made my blood run cold. People were standing in the streets, motionless. Just staring. Hundreds of them. Every person who looked at the moon seemed frozen, like statues. I quickly closed the curtain. My hands were shaking. Then another message appeared on my phone. If it sees you, don't look back. I wanted to know who was sending these messages. I tried replying. Nothing happened. No keyboard appeared. Then I heard a knock at my bedroom door. 3 slow knocks. My heart nearly stopped. I lived alone. The knocking came again. Slow, patient, almost polite. I carefully approached the door. "Who's there?" I asked. No answer. Just silence. Then my phone vibrated. A new message. "Do not open the door." I stepped away immediately. The knocking stopped. For a moment, everything was quiet. Then I heard footsteps. Not inside my apartment. Outside it, walking through the hallway. Slowly, dragging, as though someone was searching for something. The footsteps stopped outside my door. I held my breath. A voice whispered from the other side. "Did you look at the moon?" I didn't answer. The voice spoke again, this time sounding exactly like my own voice. Open the door. Primera? Bakedawai? Every instinct told me to run. Then the apartment suddenly became brighter. I looked around. Moonlight was filling the room. The curtains had opened by themselves. I turned toward the window. The moon was directly outside, far too close, far too large. And then I noticed something. It wasn't a moon. Not really. It was an eye, a giant eye in the sky. The craters weren't craters. They were wrinkles. The dark spots weren't shadows. They were veins, and the bright white center was a pupil staring directly at me. Watching, studying, waiting. The moment I realized it was looking at me, my phone vibrates violently. Message after message appeared. Run. Don't look back. It saw you. The lights exploded. Glass shattered. The walls cracked. And from somewhere outside came a sound unlike anything I'd ever heard. A scream. So loud it shook the city. I ran from my apartment. The hallway was empty, but every door was open. Inside each apartment stood people staring out their windows, watching the eye. Frozen. Silent. I sprinted down the stairs and into the street. The city was unrecognizable. Buildings leaned at impossible angles. The sky twisted like a giant whirlpool, and above everything, the enormous eye followed me. No matter where I ran. Eat, watch it. Cars were abandoned. Roads were empty, yet I could hear footsteps behind me. Thousands of footsteps. Getting closer, I remembered the warning. Don't look back. So I kept running. The footsteps grew louder. Closer. 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 Until I could almost feel breathing on the back of my neck. Every part of me wanted to turn around, to see what was chasing me. But I didn't. I kept running. Then I saw a doorway standing alone in the middle of the street. A plain wooden door. Nothing around it. Just a door. My phone displayed one final message. Wake up before it reaches you. The footsteps were right behind me now. I grabbed the handle, opened the door. And jumped through. I woke up instantly. Sweating, breathing hard. My room was dark. The power was on. Everything seemed normal, just a nightmare, nothing more. Relieved, I picked up my phone. The screen lit up. There was only one notification. No sender. No number. Just a single message. You looked back.
Last night, I had one of the strangest dreams of my life. At first, everything felt normal. I woke up in my bedroom and checked my phone. The time was 7:12 a.m. I could hear people talking downstairs. It felt like an ordinary day. I got out of bed and walked to the kitchen. My mother was preparing breakfast. "Good morning," I said. She didn't respond. I thought maybe she hadn't heard me. "Mom?" Still nothing. She continued cooking without even looking at me. I stepped closer and waved my hand in front of her face. No reaction. A strange feeling settled in my stomach. I reached out and touched her shoulder. The moment my hand made contact, it passed straight through. I instantly jumped backward. My heart nearly stopped. I stared at my hand, then at my mother, then back at my hand again. I ran into the living room. My father was sitting on the couch watching television. "Dad," I shouted louder. Still nothing. I grabbed a nearby magazine and threw it. It landed beside him. He didn't even glance. It was as if I wasn't there. Panic started creeping into my mind. I rushed outside. The street was busy. People walked past each other. Cars drove by. Yet nobody noticed me. I stood in the middle of the sidewalk. People walked directly through me, like I was made of air. I tried screaming. Nobody reacted. I tried touching people. My hands passed through them. Hours seemed to pass. I wandered through the city. Eventually, I entered a shopping mall. Hundreds of people moved around. Families shopped. Teenagers laughed. Yet nobody acknowledged my existence. Then I saw her, a little girl standing near an escalator. She was holding a small teddy bear, and she was staring directly at me. I froze. For the first time all day, someone was actually looking at me. The girl smiled, slowly, calmly. "Can you see me?" I asked. She nodded. Yes. Relief flooded through me. Finally, someone could see me. Someone could hear me. Then she spoke again. "You shouldn't be here." My smile disappeared. "What?" She tightened her grip on the teddy bear. "You don't belong here." A cold chill ran down my spine. "What do you mean?" The girl pointed behind me. I turned around and nearly screamed. Every single person inside the mall had stopped moving. Hundreds of people stood perfectly still, all staring directly at me. Nobody blinked. The entire mall had become silent. The music had stopped. The escalators had stopped. Even the lights seemed dimmer. The crowd simply stood there. Then one man stepped forward, an elderly man with pale gray skin. His eyes looked lifeless. He pointed at me. "You don't belong here." Another person repeated it, then another. Soon hundreds of voices echoed, "You don't belong here," growing louder and louder. I turned and ran. I sprinted through the nearest exit and burst outside, but the city was gone. The sky had turned black. Every building looked abandoned. Every window was dark. Then I noticed them. People, thousands of them, standing silently across the city, watching me. Everywhere. Watching. My breathing became frantic. I ran through empty streets. Every corner revealed more faces, more eyes. Then I heard footsteps behind me. I turned around. The little girl was following me, walking slowly, still holding her teddy bear. "You need to wake up," she said. "What is this place?" I shouted. She pointed upward. I followed her finger. Far above the city was a massive crack in the sky, like shattered glass. Bright white light poured through it. It grew larger. The ground beneath my feet began to shake. Buildings started collapsing. The streets split apart. The figures began moving, thousands of them, straight toward me, their faces twisted into pure terror, as though they were trying to escape something far worse. I ran toward the crack. The white light became brighter. The ground collapsed. The sky continued breaking apart. I jumped. The moment my fingers touched the light, everything shattered. The city exploded into fragments. Everything broke apart like glass. And then I woke up. I sat upright in bed, gasping for air. My heart pounded against my chest. The room was dark. The clock beside my bed read 3:17 a.m. For several minutes, I just sat there, trying to convince myself it had only been a dream. I reached for my phone. Then I noticed something on my bedside table, a small piece of paper. I was certain it hadn't been there. Written in shaky handwriting were 5 words. "You woke up too early." I stared at the message, confused, terrified. Then from somewhere deep inside my house, I heard a little girl's voice, soft, almost whispering, "I'll see you again tonight."